South Korea's stock market just exploded 76% in 1 year. The #1 performing major market on Earth, crushing the S&P 500 and everything else. But here's the brutal truth. Nobody dares say out loud, this isn't a healthy AI boom. It's a $2.4 billion leveraged time bomb ready to detonate, created by millions of desperate real estate refugees and Korea's legendary ants who flooded the market with record margin debt on pure FOMO. They're driving prices into the stratosphere while quietly cashing out and shipping the money straight to America. This is the dark side of the 76% surge, and when this army of leveraged gamblers finally runs for the exits, the crash will be biblical. For decades, South Koreans worshipped one god, real estate. 75% of the entire nation's wealth was locked inside concrete apartments. Then, in 2025, the new government slammed the door shut. Brutal loan restrictions and crushing taxes killed the housing dream overnight. Billions of trapped money had nowhere to go, so it flooded into the stock market. That's exactly how the real estate refugees ignited the craziest stock rally on the planet. The government sweetened the deal with massive tax breaks for stocks. Suddenly, that ocean of real estate cash slammed straight into the beating heart of the global AI revolution. Samsung and SK Hynix, the world's biggest suppliers of high-bandwidth memory for NVIDIA chips. But here's what nobody saw coming. This rally wasn't driven by Wall Street. It was hijacked by everyday Korean retail investors. In Korea, they call them the ants. From under 10% to nearly 30% of the population. 1 in 3 Seoulites is now trading stocks. They created a vicious cycle. Prices spike, FOMO explodes, ants pile on record margin debt, 33.7 trillion won, all-time high. Now prices are completely detached from fundamentals. Everyone calls it exactly what it is, a leverage bomb waiting to explode. One post summed it up perfectly. The same degen army that created the kimchi premium in crypto has now moved into equities, and they're buying 3 times leveraged ETFs like SOXL with $40 billion. It's Wall Street bets, but on an entire national economy. Even the Korean government is starting to panic. They just capped margin trading ratios and rolled out mandatory mock trading programs for retail investors using leveraged ETFs. And here's the part that will blow your mind. Even as these ants push the KOSPI to record highs, they don't actually believe in it. According to the Bank of Korea, when the market hits new peaks, the ants immediately cash out their profits and send everyone straight to America. They're loading up on the S&P 500, Apple, Tesla, and 3 times leveraged U.S. tech ETFs like there's no tomorrow. They use their own domestic miracle as nothing more than a stepping stone to hoard U.S. dollar assets as a safety net. They pump their market to #1, then secretly bet against it. That's the ultimate irony. So, what does this mean for the rest of the world? And here's why Americans and Europeans should care. Korean retail investors have become some of the largest foreign buyers of U.S. leveraged tech ETFs. When this army runs for the exit, the shockwave will hit your Nasdaq portfolios too. The AI supercycle is real. Corporate reforms finally killed the Korea discount. But the real danger isn't how high the market is. It's who is holding it up. Desperate household money fleeing housing, a mountain of margin debt, and extreme concentration in just 2 semiconductor giants. Just last month, Iran tensions spiked oil prices and sent the KOSPI crashing nearly 20% in days, triggering a brutal chain of margin calls. This isn't theory. It already happened. I'm not calling a crash tomorrow. The AI boom could still run hot. But when this leveraged retail army decides to run for the exits, the unwind will be violent. This isn't just an Asian stock story. It's one of the most dangerous wealth migration experiments in history, and the entire world should be watching. How did South Korea beat the S&P 500 to become the world's #1 performing stock market? The answer isn't just AI. It's a terrifying mountain of leveraged debt from real estate refugees and ants who secretly don't trust their own rally. Drop a like if you're watching this unfold live, and tell me in the comments, are you buying the dip or waiting for the margin calls? See you in the next one.